Hello, and welcome to the latest installment of New Arrivals at Princeton Record Exchange. It's a glorious mid-March 2012, and today we're featuring an incredible collection of over 30 handmade Sun Ra records. Herman Blount, a.k.a. Sun Ra, was either born in Alabama or Saturn in 1914, depending on your source. With his Solar Myth Arkestra, he was active from the mid-50s to the 90s with a huge body of work, easily over 100 records. He incorporated all forms of modern American jazz, from ragtime through blues, swing, bebop, avant-garde. He was an early pioneer of free improv, pioneered the use of electronic keyboards in any kind of music. Dozens, if not hundreds, of people in his band over the years. Three distinct periods: Chicago, 45 to 60, New York, 61 to 68, and Philly from 68 to the 90s. Most of the records we'll be featuring today are from the Philly period. He set up communal living from New York period on, in which they would sit around and make their own records on Saturn records, doing handcrafted labels, covers, and so forth, and we're going to be featuring some of those records today. We've arranged these records roughly chronologically, as best we can figure out. Most of them are from the 70s and early 80s. We have a couple earlier ones. We're going to start out with When Sun Comes Out, actually one of my favorites. As you can see, we have something that looks like shower curtain liner affixed to it, as well as these fantastic details. Sun Ra was very interested in ancient Egypt culture, space aliens, masonry, and all sorts of other wonderful things. From 1968, we have Monorails and Satellites, Volume 2. Most of these records are big band oriented. Sometimes he would play solo piano. He was a gifted pianist, quite a prodigy at an early age. From 1970, we have Sound, Sun, Pleasure, Holiday for Soul Dance, also 1970. In 1971, Sun Ra fulfilled a lifelong dream and went to Egypt and actually played in front of the pyramids. We have several records from that recordings, those concerts. Nidhamu, Live in Egypt Volume 1, Nature's God, and Horizon, all from that one trip he made out there. From 1972, maybe Night of the Purple Moon. Some of these records are a little bit challenging to figure out what's going on. Not professional exactly. Universe in Blue, 1972. Also 1972, Dreams Come True. 1973, the only Saturn record in quadraphonic. Discipline 27 Part 2. Space is the Place was also in quad, their movie from 1974 called Classic. Invisible Shield, 1974. Cosmo Earth Fantasy. Space Probe, wonderful rating on that one. We have a Space Probe Hybrid, also from 1974. As if it wasn't challenging enough to figure out what these records are based on the matrix numbers, sometimes they would just use side 1 from one record and side 2 from another. We don't know if they lost their plates, they thought better of putting them together, or, well, it's kind of a mysterious group. This one is a hybrid of side 1 of Space Probe and side 2 of Invisible Shield. It's actually common for a hybrid. Another hybrid, Otherness. Wonderful picture there. Hybrid of My Brother the Wind, Volume 2, and Outer Spaceways Incorporated. From 1977, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Sun Ra and his group loved the Disney movie songs and would often redo them in unique ways. From 1978, the rarest of the bunch here, the Antique Blacks, coming in at a pretty hefty $230. Most of these records are about 40 to 200, most in the 40 to 80 range. We try to be fair, but these are unique artifacts, and obviously there aren't a lot around. In 1978, the group went to Italy, played several venues there, and there's quite a few records from that time period. We have Disco 3000, actually one of the few that's damaged. First track's unplayable, probably a pressing defect. We have Sound Mirror, also from 78. Italy, side B. Live in Philly, side A. Sound Mirror, according to the rumor, was the name of his first tape recorder in 1948, Sun Ra's. We have On Jupiter from 1979, also known as Seductive Fantasy. Many of these items have a couple of titles. We just try to give you the most common when we know it. From 1979, we have Omniverse. 1979, God is More Than Love Can Ever Be, also known as Blithe Spirit Dance. 1979, Sleeping Beauty, wonderful insert in that one. Sun Ra Media Dreams, live in Italy as well. Unfortunately, some of the wonderful pictures seem to have flaked off over the years. We see the glue, but not the picture. But, well, that's what you get with handmaids. We have Aurora Borealis, another solo piano item from 1980. Journey Stars Beyond, a.k.a. Oblique Parallax. From 1985, Stars That Shine Darkly, Volume 1. And finally, from 1985, When Spaceships Appear. So, a pretty amazing collection of 30 handmade items from one of the most iconic jazz figures in America or anywhere. We hope that you get a chance to come down and check out these unique, fantastic recordings at Princeton Record Exchange in Princeton, New Jersey.